Hi. The purpose of this meeting is to show you how you can get started with the How Much for Your Airbnb predictive modeling competition. If you have arrived at the URL for the competition, which is kaggle.com/c/lala-airbnb, you'll see an overview page that has a description about the competition. On here, you'll find some information like the description of the data set, the goal, the metric used, and what the sample submission file should look like. Now, what I'm going to do over the next couple of next 2 minutes or so is show you how you can create a quick submission file. To do so, let's get started by going to the Data tab, clicking the Data tab, and then here you're going to see the three data sets available. We only need 2 of these data sets, but I'm going to just hit download all and download all 3 at this point. The 3 data sets are analysis data, sample submission, and scoring data.csv. So I've initiated the download at this stage. While it's downloading, let me walk you through what the data sets are about. The analysis data set contains descriptions of all the rentals of Airbnb, all 25,000 or so of them, on 100 variables. 100 or so variables, including the rental price. The scoring data has all the variables in analysis data, -1. It doesn't have information about the price of an Airbnb rental. So the goal here is to take the analysis data data set, fit a model to it, and apply the predictions of that model to scoring data. From that, you create a file called sample submission, which will contain your predictions, and you upload that using submit predictions. Now that the data set is downloaded, let me go and open this data set up. It's a zip file, so I have 3 files downloaded here: analysis data, sample submission, and scoring data.csv. I'm going to extract these files and put them in a folder in my computer that I know of, that I know. So now we have 3 files here: analysis data, sample submission, and scoring data. We only need 2 of these files. We're going to create the 3rd file, sample submission. So at this point, I'm going to go and delete the sample submission.csv file. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go into RStudio, or just any R scripting software, to create our script to create a sample submission. I'm going to load up RStudio to do this. Within RStudio, at this stage, I see the code. I've already actually done this. Let me do this one more time. So when your RStudio opens up, you'll see interface that looks like this. You can open a scripting window by doing the following. Now, I'm going to go back to the Kaggle webpage. Under Overview, I've shared the code to read the data, create a model, and score the data set. So I'm going to copy this code under sample code and paste that into my RStudio window. Here we are. At this stage, we have 6 lines of code that are in the R scripting window. Before I go any further, I need to do one little thing. So it says out here, ensure analysis data and scoring data.csv are in your working directory. My working directory at this point is, let's see where it is users vlala documents. So let me set the working directory to be the same as the folder where these files are currently saved. So it's they're saved in this folder called downloads. I'm going to copy the URL and that doesn't look right. Copy address. I'm going to copy the address of the URL and go into RStudio, and I'm going to set that as my working directory. This is one more line of code we've got to do. Turns out that that file path is actually as follows. Verify this. here it is. So at this stage, I've set the working directory to point to the folder where those files are currently saved. So analysis data and scoring data are under downloads. The file path to downloads in my computer would be cusers vlala/downloads. Now if I run this thing, it'll set my working directory to be the downloads folder. Now at this point, all I have to do is run the 6 lines of code that I've pasted in here. Line number 7 on my screen will read the data called analysis data.csv into R and store it in an object called data. The next line, line number 8, will fit a linear regression model to predict price using minimum nights and review scores for the dataset data. It's a large dataset, so it may take time to download or read into R, depending on the speed of the computer. Now that it has read the data in its data as a data frame called data, I'm going to run this model object, which will take a fraction of a second to run. Now that the model object contains the linear regression equation, I can apply this equation to the dataset scoring data. But before that, I must first read in the scoring dataset. Remember, scoring data.csv has all the variables that are in analysis data, but it does not have information about the price column. So this next line of code will then create that price column, which are a set of predictions. So the vector pred contains the price of all the rentals that need to be scored in scoring data. Now, the submission file data frame will basically bind together or put together all the variables, it'll bind together the ID of the of each rental in the scoring data set and the predicted price. So run that. And the last line of code is going to write this file into a CSV, which would then be saved in the same place where in our working directory. So if you go back to the folder where you saved analysis data and scoring data, you'll find a new file out there called sample submission. So if you recall, I actually deleted this file, sample submission, before, and now it's been created again. This is a result of writing the data. Now all I've got to do at this stage to complete my first submission in this computation is to click on Submit Predictions and upload the file called sample submission right here. So you could drag and drop this and then hit Make Submission. I'm not going to do this because I'm the organizer of the competition, not the participant. But you can upload the file out here and click Make Submission. As soon as you do that, you'll see your name show up on leaderboard. Hopefully this was helpful. Thank you.